Candace Murray.
Hi, this is Candace Murray, where you come to be motivated and to walk in the light of Jesus. God is about to show up. It's going to exceed your expectations. So God is telling us all to be patient, even though we're traveling on this long, lonely road. So I'm going to start out today a little different. I'm going to tell you a story, but I'm going to use the name Sarah. But in place of Sarah, use your own name. Whether you're a guy or a girl, use your own name. So I'm going to start by asking you, are you in the midst of walking this long, lonely road? So there was a young lady named Sarah. Sarah was at crossroads in life. She had dreams. She had ambition. She had a heart full of faith, but her reality seemed like a constant reminder of what wasn't happening yet. She prayed for breakthroughs. She prayed for opportunities, for doors to open. But every time she thought she saw a glimmer of light, it would dim again. Sarah noticed her friends had started getting promotions, started having families, buying homes. But Sarah, well, she was stuck in the same routine, questioning if anything would ever change for her. She woke up every morning, say her prayers, go about her day, and still hold on to the hope that God was going to come through, even though it felt like he was taking his sweet time. One day, after what felt like a never-ending season of waiting, Sarah sat in her car, very exhausted. I'm pretty sure you can relate to this. She said, God, I don't know how much longer I can wait. I've been patient, I've been faithful, but I'm starting to wonder if this is it. Am I just stuck here forever? Just as she was about to drive home, feeling defeated, her phone rang. It was a call she didn't expect, an unexpected job offer, a financial blessing, a door she'd been praying for but never imagined it would open. Not only had God shown up, but he had blown her expectations out of the water. He surprised her. He didn't just give her what she was asking for, but he gave her more than she imagined possible. So let's take a moment to think about Sarah's story. It's easy to look at her and say, well, that's nice for her, but I'm still stuck waiting on my breakthrough. And I get it. Waiting can be frustrating. It can feel like you're in the endless cycle of believing, hoping, and praying with no visible change. You've been faithful. You've done everything you can. You've waited for God's timing, and still nothing's happening. And it's in those moments of doubt, of frustration, that God's silence feels the loudest. But here's the truth. Waiting is not a waste, as we always say. There's a reason God takes his time. We're not sure what's the reasons, but we'll know in the end. It's not that he's ignoring us. It's not that he's delayed because he's busy with someone else's request. No, he's intentionally allowing us to grow in the waiting. He's refining our patience, building our endurance, and sometimes even preparing us for the blessing that's bigger than what we ever imagined. Look at Sarah. She didn't know that her breakthrough was coming on that particular day. She didn't know that her prayer would be answered in the most surprising way. But here's the kicker. If she hadn't kept going, if she hadn't kept believing, she might have missed it. You see, sometimes we think that God is going to show up in the way we expect, like he's supposed to follow our script. Often God shows up in ways that are completely unexpected, ways that surprise us and blow our minds. He doesn't just meet our expectations, he exceeds them. And let's be honest here. Sometimes it's in the waiting that God does his best work in us. We don't always understand why we have to wait so long. But if you look closely, you'll see that in the process, he's shaping you, he's strengthening you, and he's preparing you for something greater. But the big idea is to not give up in the waiting. God is at work even when you can't see it. And the timing of his blessings, always perfect. I know it doesn't always feel that way. You're thinking, God, I need this blessing now, not later. But God's time is like a master chef. He's cooking up something delicious, and he doesn't rush perfection. The Bible says in Isaiah 55 verse 9, as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. So let's translate this. God's got a better plan than we could ever come up with on our own. So when it feels like things are on hold, when it feels like God's forgotten you, remember He's working behind the scenes. And when He finally does show up, just like He did for Sarah, it's going to be better than you imagine. You'll look back and say, wow, God really knew what He was doing all along. I couldn't see it then, but now I can get it. Just keep trusting, just keep praying, keep believing. The breakthrough is closer than you think, and when it comes, I promise you, you'll be surprised at how God will exceed your expectations in ways you never imagined.